So here we have a pair of Nike Air Max 1, and this is in the Smokey Mauve colourway, and I picked these up on sale for very cheap. They were like £75, so I'm a sucker for Air Maxes, and having ones with the OG colour blocking is right up my street, so I couldn't say no to these. And I don't have a pair of this type of colourway, which is more on the sort of violet side, I guess, almost sort of going towards sort of brown. And these were originally released in 1987. It was one of those Air Maxes that after the 86 model that was discontinued at the time because of manufacturing issues, they replaced it with this particular version with a smaller air unit in 1987. And this was predominantly made as a running shoe back in the day, so that's the reason for its existence. And the architecture of the Parisian influence is all over this sneaker, so the curvy lines that you see here and the different sort of panel structure, which is quite sort of basic and simple, but also at the same time taking influence from the Parisian architecture. And also the air unit as well was made, you know, being visible, was taken inspiration from a building that Tinker Hatfield saw. And it has been designed by Tinker Hatfield, so these Air Max 1s were originally designed by Tinker Hatfield. With the details, this has a Summit White colourway with a light iron ore medial and lateral side, and the heel counter being in this colour, and then Smokey Mauve being this mudguard and swoosh colour. And these have a polyurethane cupsole and with an airbag in the heel. And it's made up of sort of mesh materials and sort of synthetic materials, this particular one. There's nothing special going on. And the price was £135. So with the comfort and sizing, much like any other Air Max 1, this is on the medium to firm side, so don't expect too much comfort. It's very much a product of its time. However, wearing these, they look really cool on foot, and that's what kind of makes up for it. And also the hard sole, it can get sort of fatiguing after a while. And one of the sort of culprits being your heel sits slightly on the elevated side, which is fine for when you're running, and you kind of have more sort of forefoot pressure. However, if you're sort of walking around in these all day, you'll feel a bit of tension on your forefoot after a while because your heel's sort of elevated upwards. So it's a nice pair to wear, but I won't be wearing them all day. And shooter size works on these. I tend to go half size up just because I like a bit extra space, but I have a couple of Air Max 1s in shooter size as well, and it works fine. And the silhouette is really wide anyway, so you have quite a lot of give and space, and you can undo the laces quite a bit as well, especially up here. And I think the sole works. It's a waffle pattern, which is a signature Nike. However, it's not the greatest of attraction nowadays. And in all honesty, if I wouldn't really be wearing these in the wet. In dry weather, it's perfect, but not in the wet. So with the look and style, I like the OG colour blocking. That's the reason why I bought this particular pair. I think it just looks really nice and on trend with the other Air Max sneakers. And it's one of those ones where it's good for sort of spring, summertime, being sort of a predominantly mesh upper, and sort of has a sort of simple look to it. I just really like the way these look. And again, being a sneaker that sort of aged gracefully, similar to New Balance sneakers, this one you can sort of wear casually and smart casually, and it works perfect. Even though it's got a runner aesthetic, because of its sort of basic look, it just works well on the smart casual basis as well. And I would go with any kind of laces really, so you could put in obviously the white that are in there at the moment, but you could also switch out sort of grey laces, and even going towards sort of sail or brown as well, like that kind of violet-y type colour work well. So with the final thoughts, I like the OG colour blocking in this. It's really nice, and just again another one of these sneakers that you keep it simple, just change the colours here and there, and it just works. With the cons, I think the comfort, obviously being an Air Max 1, is not going to be the greatest of comfort. And also the materials on this, though, because it's this felt material, it's very much true to how the OGs are, but some of the ones that I've had or I have do have sort of leather panelling, which I actually really like, and the tall yellow being probably the best of the examples. So with the ratings, I give the look and style a 4 out of 5 with this one, mainly being that I'm just not too much of a fan of these sort of felt materials that are on here. I know it's an OG feature, but I would prefer it to be leather. And the comfort are just the standard stuff really, so that's the reason I've given it a 3 out of 5. There's nothing special going on. And the quality I give that a 4. It's with this particular pair, usually sometimes you find with Air Maxes they're kind of all over the place in terms of quality control, being mass produced, but this one actually works really well in my opinion, and I can sort of see like there's not too much wrong with the toe boxes on either. Sometimes you get like a weird shaping on the toe box, and also the Nike Air on the back can be off as well from pair to pair. And the pricing, I give that a 4. I think for this particular one, being this material's not the greatest, so I think it's probably priced a bit too high, £135. And overall, I give the sneaker a 4 out of 5. It's a really nice sneaker. It's an Air Max 1 at the end of the day. There's nothing too different to a sort of standard Air Max 1, but that's sometimes all it's needed is just a simple colour switch, and that's what you get here. And depending on what colour you like and what colour you sort of more vibe with, you can choose pretty much any of the Air Maxes and it works well.